Hey there, this is Malorian, and this will be a War Machine battle report, and it's going to be a little bit different. It's 50 points, and right off of the bat here, my opponent's army is something really I've never seen before. He called it Oceans 18. I don't know if this is something that people on the internets do lists like this, but I have never seen a build like this. It is P Sorscha with a Behemoth. There is Silas Wishnailer. There is Epic Iris, there is Kill Balelock, there is the Nis Hunters, Iena and Holt, Kadon Lords, there is Reinhold, Saxon Auric, Orin Midwinter, there is the Marksman, there's the Widowmakers, Cossite Woodsman, there's Gorman. You know, it's the number of cards he had for this list is just crazy, and I mean, it's all designed to basically freeze you and then shoot you down, be it attrition or cast or kill. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Meanwhile, on my side, I'm trying something different too. I'm going for Calaban. You know, Calaban is the gator that doesn't really get any love, so I'm trying to make him work, and I'm doing it with more of a beast army. So I'm running 2 Spitters, a Wrastler, Swamp Horror, Bull Snapper, 2 Feral Geist, Max Posse, and Snapjaw and Wrong Eye. So I'm going to see how this works. Otherwise here, the scenario is first 1 of 5. You get 1 for dominating the close zone, 1 for controlling the far one, 2 for dominating the far one, and then 1 for destroying the enemy objective. And the enemy objective has a priority rule, so if your caster is within control range of it, you can't dominate. So definitely something you have to keep in mind. But really, to be completely honest, in this game here, I should have a huge advantage. He can freeze me with Sorscha, but I can just shake it with all my beasts. He has lots of shooting, but it's not going to be all that great against my beasts where they're going to be either armor 21 or 20, or he has to drop the highest dice, or, I'm going to have stealth on my gators. So, and, Snapjaw and Wrong Eye are going to be submerged. So it really is a good, favorable matchup for me. And all I'm planning to do here is to go and use Snapjaw and Wrong Eye to make sure they contest the left zone and then eventually go destroy his objective. And everything else is going to rush up and go and take his zone. So on his first turn, he rushes up, he's putting up Fog of War, and that's pretty much it. On my turn, what I do is, of course, Snapjaw, he goes for Submerge, charges up, Wrong Eye goes for Submerge, walks up, a Feral Geist zips over just to kind of be over there in position. I have on the right side, now what I could have done is I could have moved up and really ran up and got up there with him. But I figured if I do that, he's just going to freeze me and get in a whole bunch of charges with Nis Hunters. So I decided to stay back instead, take some pot shots. I might get some lucky deviations. So the 2 Spitters move up, take their shots. Unfortunately, didn't get good deviations. They went back towards me, did nothing. The other 2 heavies move up to get in position. I put Spiky Growth up on the 2 Spitters and the Wrastler, Occultation up on the Gatorman, and because I don't want to be shut off by Epic Iris, they kind of more swing around. Plus, I want them to be the first wave anyway that's going to be fighting the Nis Hunters. On his turn, he forgets to bring in the Cossite Woodsman, and then what happens is on the left side, he actually moves away with the Widowmakers, which I think is a mistake because they would have been probably better suited just going up and getting in my way. But Gorman comes up just to kind of threaten me. Otherwise, this is where I realized I kind of made a mistake. The Epic Iris goes up to shoot off, and my positioning was right, so she was too far away. Then Sorscha goes and wind walls or whatever over to the left, wind rush, and pops her feet. And from that, she's able to freeze everything except for the Bull Snapper in Calaban. Actually, maybe Wrong Eye would have been out too, but the main thing is all the stuff is frozen. After that, it's a simple thing where he goes up, takes some shots, doesn't really do any real damage. However, I now realized how stupid this move was. I mean, sure, I moved over the Gators so that I didn't lose the stealth, and they'll be the first wave and all this. However, now all my beasts who can just shake off the stationary, I can't even go anywhere because I have this wall of frozen gators in front of me. So I really, really misplayed this. Hell, if at the very least, if I would have made those gators in front base to base, then, well, not even that. That doesn't even work there either. It's just, really misplay here, and definitely something that had me on tilt and just made me feel like an idiot right from the very beginning. So on my turn, I do my best to try and counter for it. Sorscha had moved back after and has a totem in the zone, so I want to try and make sure that I get something in there so that she won't dominate on my turn. So on the left side, I have Snapjaw just run up and kill Gorman. That was pretty easy. Probably shouldn't have been there. Wrong Eye then goes up and puts on the submerged so that he'll be safe. I would like to do it with the wrong eye as well, but unfortunately he had to spend one to shake the stationary, and then when he got in there he had to boost and he missed, and he had an extra attack so he had to boost that, so no submerge for him, but he'll be okay. He won't be able to dedicate too much for it. Meanwhile, oh man, I am just trying to find some way to get something in the zone, and I'm kicking myself for having the feral guys out there because it was really close for him to get the yellow one, but there is no reason for that red one to be way over there. I mean, especially with him having Iana, he could have just put magical attacks on the Nis and shot and killed them. So I actually got really lucky they didn't die. I also forgot to mention that Sorscha tried hitting them with some magic and missed there because I was in the swamp. But man, I am in a bad spot here. So what I try and do is the bull snapper goes around and the wrestler tries to throw him into the zone, trying to hit that one Nis on the corner. I miss, needing a 5. So one of the spitters had shot in the middle there. It scattered, and that spitter killed both Reinhold and Holt. There's corrosion on the oneness and also on Sorscha. I boost on Sorscha, unfortunately, no damage. So the second spitter tries to throw one of the gators in. It misses, scatters over, kills a Nis, a different one. So that's the one that's out of the zone. So then my swamp horror has to throw another one. It hits the Nis. He's in the zone. I contest. I'm all happy. But here's the double problem with what I just did. One, I have tons of fury down. Calaban has nothing on him, but I have tons everywhere else. So I am going to have major fury issue on my next turn here. And here's the kicker. Here's the one that really makes you wonder what the hell I was thinking. He couldn't dominate anyway because he was within control range of the enemy objective. So I just did all this throwing and did all this fury for no reason. So if I was on tilt before for doing that, now I'm just really feeling dumb because I am not having a good game. Alright, so then on my opponent's turn, what he does here is, first of all, Sorscha goes and moves away and tries to cast a spell. First of all, I should say that the corrosion killed the one Nis and did 1 damage to her. So 20 more turns and I got this. Meanwhile, she tries to cast a spell on that knockdown gator so that the gators would be stationary again. And man, if that would have happened, I would have flipped the table, but luckily she was a little bit too far away. Forgot to cast it before she moved, so there, with that there, she won't be able to cast it on because she's out. So luckily my guys aren't stationary. He forgot to bring on the Cossite, so a little bit of a mistake there. They would have really liked to be on already. But yeah, on the left side, he decides to try and kill Wrong Eye. So he brings over his Coldon Lords, tries spraying his own guys, and forces me to transfer over 5 damage. And I take 3 more, so, that's not bad. Meanwhile, on the right side, he then shoots off the stealth with Epic Iris after. The Nis charge in, and they just decimate and kill 3 of the gators there, or 4, so I'm down just 3, sorry. I have 2 left. Meanwhile, Saxon Oric and one of the Nis came in and killed the Bull Snapper, so that's gone. And I got Orin Midwinter right in the middle of this saying no magic for anything. So that's kind of an issue. Calaban would like to be casting some magic, but yeah, this is a problem. And I mean, if nothing else, this will be okay now because now I can actually get out, right? My whole wall of frozen gators is gone. I can actually go up, start killing some guys, but don't forget about my whole fury issue. The other thing I'm looking at here is also trying to counter this whole scenario game. So what I want to do is I want Wrong Eye to kill that one only Widowmaker in the zone, then put on Submerge. Snapjaw would go over and destroy the objective because sure, Behemoth could kill me, but there's going to be other beasts for him to deal with. Otherwise, Caliban will then charge over, dominate the zone, so I'll be at 2 to his 1 if I contest it, and all my beasts will be up there really threatening him, and he'll be in a lot of trouble. The problem with having plans like this is fury management really threw in a wrench. Both my turtles, I couldn't take it all off. I'd leave 4 on one on the other. They both freak out and punch each other for 10 points of damage. So I'm down 2 beasts, and that really, really hurts. The next thing is I even cut myself to make sure I can double boost and put on Submerge. But after I charge that one Widowmaker, I miss both my attacks. Boosting needing an 8, sorry, dice say no. So I need to buy and boost, and all of a sudden with that, I'm able to kill him, but I don't have Submerge up. So maybe that was the wrong thing to do, but either way, because now I have to make sure I don't die, Snapjaw, instead of going for the objective, kills off the remaining Coldon Lords just to make sure there's fewer threats onto my guy here. I do the normal thing with Calaban. He goes and charges over so I can get to the zone and dominate. I'm down 2 beasts, so it's tough, but the Gators do their part and they kill some Nis. He also fails his command test, so the Nis will be doing nothing next turn. Swamp Horror also had to go and clear out the Nis, and then the Wrestler goes and grabs Saxon Orc, throws them into Orin Midwinter, and kills them both. So that's really nice. I'm also really camped up high because I'm expecting him to try and go for assassination. But, this is almost looking like it could be okay. If I had Submerge up on Wrong Eye, I'd be feeling really good. But it's almost like things are coming back together. And I also ran over the Feral guy so that he won't score this turn. It should be 1-1. Oh, but it's 1-0 because with priority, it turns out I'm just within the 14, and so I don't score. So it's still 1-0. On his turn, he remembers to bring on the Cossacks, and they're going to be coming after Wrong Eye. I actually think that it almost helped him that he forgot to bring them on, because all the times before, I was completely immune to their shooting. Now, I could lose him, and if he dies, Snapjaw dies too. So that's what happens. He moves away 1 Widowmaker, so I'm not getting any bonus. And after a shooting, the very last guy was able to do it and kill me. So that is really bad. That's 9 points down. Meanwhile, in the center there, he actually just really plays it easy, right? He's not... The Nis Hunters kind of rally. He takes some pot shots into me. But Sorscha just moves back, makes sure to kill off the Feral Geist. So now he can score again, and it'll be 2-0. But with this as well, he didn't really do anything to Calaban. He did take some shots, and he missed. And I really wish he would have hit, because then at least I could have transferred whatever damage to some beast, and then be able to draw things off. But now I'm seeing that fully camping 7 was way, way overkill, especially since he was already past his feet, and now I'm going to have Fury issues again. So what happens is, luckily, I have the Wrestler pass his test because of how he had 4 on him, but I rolled a 4, so he's all good. But one of the things that we realized here, oh, by the way, my Swamp Horror also failed and took a big bite out of the turtle. So first of all, I'm looking at this and thinking of how I could deal with this, and then I realized I'm not losing 2-0. I'm losing 3-0 because on that last turn, he had the marksman in there really just to contest, but because Calaban can't contest, he had scored on my zone. So it's actually 3-0. So I need to get the Wrestler over there. The fact that he didn't frenzy was a complete blessing. I need to get both turtles into the zone so to try and make it so that he can't kill both and can't just win that way. Because he can always just destroy the objective too. So that's what I do. Both the turtles go in. I put up stealth onto my caster, move over. But then it doesn't matter because the wrestler who can't be forced to run, because I'm already at 4, walks over. 5 inches isn't enough. So he scores on his turn, or my turn, scores again on his turn by doing nothing, and wins the game by scenario. So, at this point here, I was just really upset with myself for playing this type of a game. Really, moving those gators in front of me was just the stupidest thing in the world to do. It's I just was not thinking, right? I was so focused on trying to move them away from Epic Iris that I just completely caged my entire army. And I mean, the way it could have been is he could have just went and froze them again and really just caused me issues. And then meanwhile, I'm just trying to do anything to get out of it, causing myself fury issues. Basically, that's the whole thing, right? I was on tilt, I was upset with myself, and I was making mistakes. And those mistakes led to my beast frenzying and just making it so it was harder to win overall. So really, this was a really poor game on my part. Really, on my opponent's part. He said that he didn't have a good game either. He had messed up with the Cossites. He messed up a little bit where he had moved away and then tried to cast magic, stuff like that. But overall, I mean, the real thing here is that he had a really interesting army. Really wish I could play against it again. On my part, I really do like this Calaban list, even though I played it like an idiot. I do feel that even though Posse is great, the other casters use them a lot better. So I think Calaban, you have to really use him as the beast caster. So I want to try my list again too. And I guess if nothing else, guys, take this and say, never play like this. This was a lesson in how not to play Calaban. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.